LIANZA presents 5 minutes on the Public Records Act 2005. What is the Public Records Act? The Public Records Act sets out how information is to be created and managed in government. Why do we need it? The Public Records Act aims to ensure the government has reliable record keeping as a way of ensuring accountability, integrity of government records, and the protection of New Zealand's documentary heritage. Who does the Act relate to? The Act primarily covers public officers and local authorities. Public officers includes public service departments, Crown entities, offices of Parliament, and state enterprises. Local authorities includes all regional councils and territorial authorities, as well as local government and council-controlled organisations. The Act does not cover private companies, political parties, or charitable trusts. So what exactly does the Act do? The Act outlines different responsibilities and requirements for public officers and local authorities. Public officers must create and maintain full and accurate records of their business activities. This includes any work carried out by an independent contractor. The nature of these records will depend on the activity being carried out, but it must be in accordance with normal, prudent business activity. As well as creating the record, they must be maintained for as long as needed. They must be comprehensive, accurate, and complete. No one is allowed to dispose of public records without authorization from the Chief Archivist. The Act also outlines how public records should be disposed of. All records of long-term value over 25 years old need to be transferred to Archives New Zealand or another approved repository. When records are in existence for 25 years or are about to be transferred, the Public Office must classify them as either open access or restricted access records. Local authorities are also required to create and maintain full and accurate records of their business activities. The requirements for this are the same as for public officers. If a local government record is protected, as declared to be worthy of preservation by the Chief Archivist, you must have authorization from the Chief Archivist before you can dispose of it. If the records are not protected, then it can be destroyed or disposed of. Once a local authority record has been in existence for 25 years, it can be transferred to the local authority archive. Once this has happened, it must then be classified as either open access or restricted access. More information on creating and maintaining public records can be found on the Archives New Zealand website. The Act also sets the requirements for government record keeping, and this is administered by Archives New Zealand. Archives New Zealand must issue standards for record keeping in government, administer independent audits of record keeping practices, report to Parliament annually on the state of government record keeping, inspect central and local government record keeping incidents. Who is the Chief Archivist? In May 2014, the Chief Archivist and General Manager of Archives New Zealand is Marilyn Little. For up-to-date information about the incumbent of the role, visit the Archives New Zealand website. Why is all of this stuff so important? Accurate record keeping by government ensures New Zealanders have efficient services delivered to them and helps maintain accountability and transparency in government. Public archives should be accessible and used by all New Zealanders. People can thus understand the past and how important it is to our current nation. By making sure local government records are protected, information relating to all New Zealanders is better retained and managed. So when dealing with records, make sure you create, maintain and dispose of them in accordance with the Public Records Act. How can you access the information? Any information held under the Public Records Act after 25 years is classified as either open access or restricted access. Unless there is a good reason for restricting public access, it must be classified as open access. Members of the public must be able to access this information free of charge. So find out who has possession of the open access record: the Public Office, Local Authority, Approved Repository, or Archives New Zealand. Then simply make a request to inspect the record. If the Chief Archivist thinks it's appropriate, he or she may give authority for the publication or copying of the record.